Hello everybody, what the flick? We're here talking about Doctor Who, episode 3407, Kill the Moon. I'm William Bibbiani, with me is Jenna Busch of Legion of Leia.
Hello.
Let's take a look at a clip.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Hello, Earth. We have a terrible decision to make. An innocent life versus the future of all mankind.
Whatever future humanity might have depends upon the choice that is made right here, right now. Decision made.
And the jerkening of this doctor continues.
Why are we making him such a jerk? I love Peter Capaldi. I want to love this doctor, but he's kind of a dick.
You know, they started off by making him kind of a lovable dick.
Yeah.
You know, he's just sort of like, you just can't live with him, can't live without him kind of thing. But it seems like they made this into a plot. And this episode is he finally pushes Clara too far, puts her in a situation where he feels that she needs to be like, have like a deity guide her through like her species evolution, and what she really wanted was a friend.
Yeah.
And that makes him a real jerk. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, and she quits at the end of this episode, although I can't imagine it lasting too long.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I mean, and not that I want to take this stuff too seriously, but it's the constant like snide comments and about like, look, you look old, your butt, like whatever. If that's the doctor joking around, that's one thing. But in light of the way it's developed over the past couple of episodes, it sort of feels to me like that's part of, as you said, the jerkening of the doctor.
Yeah.
You know, which is weird because I didn't really think it was that big a deal until this episode.
Well, the thing that really got to me was Courtney Woods, the young character who gets to tag along in this episode. I like her. But when the doctor said she wasn't special, and here's the thing, one of my favorite Doctor Who quotes, it was from the Matt Smith era, but it's all the Doctor, was that he's never met anyone who wasn't important.
Yes.
And so this is a really dramatic reversal from pretty much every Doctor we've seen.
Yeah.
And again, they're allowed to change, but like when the changes make them harder to enjoy, it's harder to enjoy their adventures. And the other thing that I think is contributing to this is that, especially in this particular season and then the specials between this season and the last, Clara's basically a god. Clara can do no wrong. Think about everything Clara has done. She has saved every Doctor. She has saved Gallifrey. She has saved the moon.
And by extension,
she's controlled the TARDIS. She has saved the human race at least once or twice. She made the Doctor who he is.
Yeah.
At this point, it's like the adventures of Clara and her annoying companion, the Doctor.
I know. And you know, the funny thing is she doesn't seem to have any flaws, except for being annoying occasionally.
And like time management, but who cares?
Well, yeah, that's true. But I mean, I think it's a little off to not have her have any flaws. I don't know. And you know, the thing about the Doctor being angry this season, it's also possible that something that that Danny Pink said was about was it a general?
It was an officer.
An officer, and how they are kind of jerks and push you to be the person that you're going to be, but if they push you too far, you leave. And all the stuff that he's doing seems like he's trying to push her with a purpose, but it's not fun to watch him do that.
I feel like we are overdue for an explanation as to why he is this way. He can still be a jerk.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I liked him as a jerk in the first few episodes and even sporadically throughout these. But let's talk about this particular episode because I really do admit I love the idea of this
Kill the
episode.
baby or don't kill the baby?
Well, yes, don't get me wrong. I mean, always kill the baby, but like, no, but like just this is such a fanciful notion that you look up at the moon and it's not a piece of space matter, it's an egg.
Yeah.
That is such a broad, fun, ridiculous, and yet kind of beautiful idea.
Yeah.
That I was really enjoying the actual meat of this episode.
Yeah, I actually really liked it. I could do without these space spiders because nope.
They looked cool.
They did look cool.
I'm
just
after
kidding.
A really cheap monster last episode. I mean, that would have been lame by 90s standards, like, you know. But no, these spiders look great. Actually, they look like a cross between like the monsters from Attack the Block and a spider.
Yeah, they kind of did. Oh, hey, I just want to point this out, the line where Clara says she's going to slap him until he regenerates so hard that he regenerates.
That's cute.
I kind of thought that was awesome.
My favorite line was, that's one small step for thingy, one enormous thingy for thingy thing.
Yeah, I know.
And I was like, I'm not a history teacher.
Hey, I have a question.
Sure.
If the moon's tides have drowned cities, why are they on a beach? That usually goes away when you drown stuff, like if the tides are high, the beach gets eroded.
Oh.
Just throwing that out
Wibbly,
there.
Wacy, Spacey, Macy, Tidy Whitey.
Tidy whitey, I like
Tidy
it.
whitey.
I like it. But yeah, it was
Tidy
just
whitey.
a thing that I was
the
like,
whole
why are we
concept
landing
is
on
so
a beach?
ridiculous.
It is.
At this
it
point,
is.
like every once in a while, Doctor Who plays with the idea of some kind of serious sci-fi. You talk about the ramifications of time travel or
Right.
whatever, and then every once in a while, it's like, screw it, the moon's a giant egg.
Yeah.
You know, like what else? I mean,
Space dragon.
I mean, like it's a being that was trapped inside the moon, laid an egg the exact size and density of the moon
as one
within
does.
minutes of it. Like at this point, we're just like, all right, it's just kind of fun.
Yeah.
I liked how he said he'd never gone back in time to try to kill Hitler, but never actually said, well, almost.
Yeah, I know. I noticed that too. There, yeah, that was, and it was sort of interesting that these little guys were germs.
Yeah.
Timely, yes.
Oh, please. Germs have been a plot point ever since.
I know. I'm just kidding.
War of the Worlds.
I'm totally just kidding.
I don't know if I don't think it was a particular comment.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't
Where's my
think it was a
Purell?
comment. Yeah, sure.
I'm just kidding.
Sure. So overall, you enjoyed this episode? Any other thoughts?
I did. Like I said, I'm having issues with the jerkening of the doctor. But I did really like Courtney. I like how she said you punched a hole in my life, and now you have to feel like you can't. It's like, in a way, it's sort of, since one of the themes seems to be war and soldiers and things like that. Once you have somebody go through a really traumatic experience, it's very difficult to go back to normal life, whether it's good traumatic or bad traumatic.
Right, but I feel like that's sort of the plot we had for the Ninth Doctor, for the Chris Eccleston Doctor. He was the post-traumatic Doctor, the one who's just desperately trying to get his life and his moral compass back.
But I even mean
I don't
Courtney.
understand. Oh, you mean Courtney?
Yeah, I mean
Okay.
Courtney. Like, and what happens if you're shown this fantastical thing and then you have to go back to your regular life, and whether or not that was a conscious decision on the part of the doctor to go after a kid, or if there's some reason or there's some explanation for this. One thing we were saying last week is that I'm feeling like this season everything is a setup for something else, and I love the overarching plot lines and all of that, but in general with Doctor Who, but it does feel like, oh God, I should write this down because this might be a thing. And I sort of feel like that because I was thinking, probably because I was also watching Homeland with the PTSD thing, and I think that I'm wondering, like, they can't just drop her off now. Like, now she's been out enough that she has to be part of the continual
you could have
plot.
said that about the kids that they had tagged along with in the previous season.
You could,
with Clara's, I guess, nieces, nephews,
Yeah,
whatever
but
charges.
I think it was more the you're not special and whatever. I don't need you. You barfed in my TARDIS.
I don't know. I feel like setting her up as a new companion would actually potentially do a lot to really make this doctor a little nicer, the as good as it gets effect. You know, whereas like you put him next to a child and now he's got to tone it down a little bit, whether he likes to or not, because Clara is so much more of an equal, and even in many ways so much more of his superior. In a lot of ways, that it gives him a lot of freedom to be a real cad.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm still on board with this. I know some people are actually exiting the franchise. Very vocally. I don't know if that's happening en masse or not, but I can understand why
I've heard
it's
a
being
lot.
frustrating. But I still see a lot of promise here, and the individual episodes are quite solid. I did enjoy this as an individual episode. Raised an interesting question. I love the idea, and there were some great moments.
Make the doctor nicer.
At least give him a better reason.
Or
not to be
give him a
nice.
reason for being a jerk.
Yeah.
Totally cool with that.
Awesome. All right, we'll see you next week.